Hi, so welcome to my project. Today we'll be going through the chi-square testing on screen time and spending behaviors individual project part one. So yeah, these are the things I'll cover today, along with a key takeaway at the end. So for the chi-square goodness of fit test in part one, whereby we were checking the screen time. So the sampling method, so as we were given 1,000 records. We were also meant to go and pick 150 data points I randomly selected. So what I did was that I went and take the random seed, um which is which is my admission number plus 123, which gave the random seed of 846 as well. And these are the all the inputs that I put into the random number generation. After that, I went and add a filter to it, and I went and filter out all the numbers in sequential orders from smallest to largest, and took the first 150 numbers along with the data sets. So this is the formula for null hypothesis, formulating the hypothesis. So on the left hand side there's a null hypothesis, and the right hand side alternative. With the null being that the daily screen time follows a normal distribution, while the alternative is the opposite of it, with a significant level of 5%. So the descriptive stats and bin setup. So I had to go and find the mean and standard deviation when computing. Then use the parameters as a yeah, to compare the data lah. Yeah. Following that, I went and calculate the expected frequency, as you can see over here. Which will and I found out, but then after that when I was doing it, I had to regroup two of the bits, which was less than or equals to 2, and x is greater than 12, as both of them have less than 0.5 are less than 5. So I had to regroup both of them and put is greater than or equal less than or equals to 2 and group it with those two bins. So yeah, then after I have from 7 bins reduced to 5 bins. Then after that, this is for the cheese. Yeah. So then after that, next one is the computing for cheese square. Yeah, which was over here, as you can see. Yeah, and then we found out that the total for the F statistics is 1.066. So over here, degree of critical value of P, we found so that for this formula to find the degree of freedom, we had to take K, which is a total of 5 bits after merging, minus P, which is 2 parameters minus 1, and got a degree of freedom of 2. And then with a critical value earlier of 5 point. And after that, when I did the testing for the cheat for the chi squared, I found out that the critical value is 5.991, while the p value is 0.58. Therefore, I feel it fails to reject as the x squared is greater than the critical value and the p value is less. Yeah, so yeah. Then the next one, which is for the testing for the spending transaction habits, sampling, we use sales incomes, and out of the 431 rows of data, we had to go and take a sample size of 100 randomly selected. And I did the same thing, as you can see, with the random seed being 846. Yeah. So for the null hypothesis, there's no significant association between gender and spender type, as the two variables are independent, while the alternative is a significant association it exists between gender and spender type. Yes. For this scenario, because compared to task one, whereby they gave us a 5% significant, we had to change it to 1% significant, as the task requirement was that we did it in a 1%. So this is a observed frequency from the contingency table, and this is the data that we observe, the frequency. And this is the expected frequency table, where we took the row total rows times the total column totals divided by the grand total. Yeah. So over here is the overall expected yeah, it's basically the chi-square, and we found out that yeah. Then after that, for the degree of freedom, the critical value and p-value, we had to take r minus so degree of freedom will equals to the amount of rows minus one grouped together times the amount of columns minus one grouped together, which is equivalent to one. Yeah, so later on we found out that the p-value is 0.161 and the critical value is 6.63. Yeah. And we also failed to reject as well lah. Yeah. So the key takeaway for both is that both of them failed to reject overall. Thank you for listening.